Hello, 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 and welcome. I am so excited about this video today because I am going to talk to you about 20 signs your GLP weight loss is working, even if that scale is not moving. Did you hear me? 20 signs your GLP-1 weight loss is working, even if that scale is not moving. So sometimes the scale tells a different story and it doesn't really tell everything that's going on. So we have to look a little deeper. So I'm going to give you my top 20 non-scale victories. And I want you to stay in there because I have a bonus at the end. And I want to know, can you relate? Can you relate? Just really quick, I have been taking Mounjaro for about 16 months. During those 16 months, I have lost 70 plus pounds. So I am excited about that. But if you do the math, you will see that my weight loss has been a little over a pound a week. And that is great. That is great. And I consider myself on that slow and steady path, but I have been losing consistently over time. But there have been so many weeks that I did not lose. There have been so many times that that scale did not go down. And I must admit, I would get a little discouraged. I'm going to be honest, what lifted me up is celebrating those non-scale victories. So we're here to celebrate those today. So the first sign that this medication is working for you or any weight loss journey that you may be on, it's working if your lab results are improving. So if your labs are improving, so get that blood work done. I tend to get my blood work done every 3 months just to check and make sure my A1C is going down. I started off with an A1C of 7.6%, and that put me in the diabetic range. And so my goal was to be out of the diabetic range. And so as of today, I have managed to get my A1C to the pre-diabetic level. So I still have one more thing to do, and that is to get it to that normal range. So I'm excited about that. Another thing that I have done and managed to do, taking these GLP-1 medications, is bring my blood pressure to a normal level. I mean, you don't know how huge that was for me. I was one of those people that hovered in the 140s, 130s, the high 130s. And then to see my blood pressure read 120 over 80. When I tell you I did a little jig in the doctor's office, I mean, geez Louise, I was so excited. I was so excited about that. So I want you to hold on to those type of non-scale victories. Make sure you get your blood work done. Check your cholesterol levels. Check your A1C. Check your blood pressure. Has that improved? Any of those numbers are going to really be a boost to your self-esteem, to your motivation, and everything you're doing on your weight loss journey when they improve. So get those checked out so you know exactly where you stand. Number 2 is needing fewer medications. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Mounjaro is currently the only medication I've been taking. I am not one of those people that have had to take a lot of medications in the past, but I will tell you, I was so close to having to take that high blood pressure medication. I was so close to relying on that and needing that. And so I just am so excited that when I started taking Mounjaro, I no longer needed to do that. But I know people who are on 10, 12, 15 types of medications that they have to take for one thing or another. So I have seen people so elated that had to take 15 medications that are now down to 8, or even people who had to take 8 different medications and they're down to 4, or even if you had to take 2 medications and now you don't have to take any. All of those are non-scale victories that we have to applaud ourselves for. So kudos to you if you're one of those people that have started taking a GLP-1 medication and you don't have to take very much else with it. So great. Number 3 is sleeping better at night. So I must admit, I was one of those people that would have to get up all the time in the middle of the night. And I can laugh about it now. I am one of those people that was up at night 2 or 3 times at night. And I always related that to my perimenopause, but more importantly, I think it was the fact that I was a diabetic, right? When you're a diabetic, you have to go to the restroom more often. And so I was up at night. I wasn't getting as much sleep. Since I've been taking Mounjaro, I actually have been sleeping better. Now, is my sleeping 100% where it should be? No, but it is a lot better. I am getting up in the middle of the night less. So I am going to attribute that to Mounjaro, and hopefully you have a similar story to share with your sleep. Now, if you're perimenopausal, menopausal, you might have to work through that. But for me, the GLP-1 has really, really helped with my sleep. Number 4, less joint pain. I mean, less joint pain. Can we do a jig to that? Now, I will say this is one of the things that I felt early on. If you are enjoying this video so far, subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed and join me on my journey. When I first took Mounjaro, I noticed it right away. The inflammation in my knees and in my joints just disappeared. Literally, I feel like it happened overnight, and I cannot be more thrilled. Like, this is one of my greatest non-scale victories because it has given me more energy. It has allowed me to whip up and down my stairs. It has allowed me to chase my daughter around. It just has allowed me to do a lot of different things. But having energy to get up and move around is just one of the best gifts anybody could have ever given me. So this is one of the things I always say. Feeling this experience and having less inflammation is one of those things that's going to keep me on this medication even if I reach my goal. Because if this inflammation has to come back, guess what? I don't want it. So number 5 is more energy throughout the day. I'm having more energy throughout the day. So like I said, more energy, you can do more things. GLP-1 stabilize our blood sugar swings, and so we have more energy instead of having that crash effect. Sometimes you might eat a certain thing and you crash out by 2 o'clock, and with the GLP-1s, it helps regulate that. And so that is one of the reasons why you have more energy. So hold on to that. Number 6, are your clothes fitting differently? Well, I will tell you, my clothes are. This is one of the non-scale victories that I can hold on to. One of these signs that I know, even if the scale is not moving or the scale went up a pound or 2, my clothes that I could not get into and could not fit are fitting. And so that tells me right there, something is working. I am losing inches. I'm maybe gaining more muscle. So even if the scale is not going down, these clothes are telling me exactly what's going on with my body, right? So I'm going to tell you, the outfit I have on right now is a non-scale victory. I could not get in this. When I tell you, when I would sit down, the shirt would be way over here. So now it's so much different. I am just excited about that. I'm excited about that. So I'm going to show you a little picture here of what this looks like. Number 7, feeling more confident taking photos. Now, I'm going to tell you, I would hardly ever take a photo that wasn't a selfie. And I even got to the point where I thought this face card is not working. I did not even want to take selfies, but I would be down for a selfie, even though I didn't want to take it. But taking pictures of my whole body, that's something I never wanted to do. Never, never, ever, ever. So I say, if you are feeling more comfortable taking pictures now and you're not shying out of a picture, that's a great non-scale victory. That is a great non-scale victory. And if you're still one of those people at this point in your journey that's afraid to take photos, I'm going to tell you, take the photos anyway. Once you slim down and lose that weight, you're going to really wish that you had, because I know a lot of times we're missing out on those great moments because we don't like the way we look. And so I want you to start doing that. Start being brave and taking that photo, and have the confidence to know if you stick this medication out 6 months to 12 months, you will see results. And if you don't, that's a conversation to have with your doctor. But if you're doing all those things, give it 6 to 12 months and you will have some hope. You will have some hope. So, and I'm going to insert my new tagline here and say, slow does not mean never. So hold on to that. Number 8, you like what you see in the mirror. You like what you see in the mirror. That's one of the great non-scale victories for me. I think seeing my face slim down was a huge deal. And I noticed my face first and always because that's the first thing I'm looking at and I'm seeing in the mirror. And so that's just a great feeling to walk past the mirror and have to do a double take. Is that me? Not recognize yourself, because you can see the difference. You're getting smaller right before your eyes. So hold on to that non-scale victory. Even if you don't love everything you see, the fact that you can notice a slight change at all, or even just boost yourself up and give yourself that confidence, that's great. Number 9, this is a big one for me, fitting comfortably in seats. And I'm talking about the movie theater seat. I'm talking about an airplane. I'm talking about a restaurant booth. I'm talking about any kind of seating. When you're overweight, now let's face it, that is the struggle. I've gotten so embarrassed before thinking about, am I going to fit in the seat? Am I going to buckle the seatbelt up? Am I going to be able to move over in a booth? Are people going to be watching and seeing, if I can fit in? All that is embarrassing. And I don't want to use the word anxiety. For me, it was just worrisome. I'm just a little worried about it. And it's like, who wants to worry about if you could fit in the seat in places you go? I think sometimes people that don't have weight issues, they never think about this. This is never a thought to them. So when they actually hear people say it, it's, wow, I never knew you were going through that. But we all know we go through that as overweight and obese people. We go through those times where we wonder about just the basics of life, And so if you can do those things, if you could get in that seatbelt now, if you could get in that movie theater aisle comfortably, that's a great non-scale victory. One of my great ones is sometimes I go to the doctor's office and they're it's like a seat, like almost like a love seat for 2 people. And before, I would take up most of the space, and my daughter had a little bit of space if she could even fit in it. Sometimes she opted to sit by herself. Now she wants to sit with me. We could both sit together. We have plenty of room. I mean, that right there is a non-scale victory that money can't buy. Money just can't buy. It warms my heart every time we go to the doctor now, because I'm looking forward to sitting in that love seat with her. So I'm not going to cry on this video, but I certainly want to. I mean, it's tears of joy. It would be tears of joy. So number 10, this is another biggie for me, is crossing my legs. That was something that I used to be able to do and just didn't think twice about it. And then once you get to be a certain weight, you can no longer cross your legs. And if you do, you're struggling to keep them crossed. I've been there too, struggling to keep them crossed, but just wanting to have them crossed so bad. And so now I could just sit and cross my legs and it's no big deal. And I absolutely love it. Number 11. Tying your shoes more easily. Who can relate to that? I mean, isn't it the bending over of it all, right? I mean, just being able to bend over and touch my toes, or bend over and tie my shoes, or pick up something on the floor. And I used to struggle to do that. And then when I would come up, I would be breathing hard. Now I can do that with just no effort at all. I'm just doing it. I'm doing it and doing it well. I'm doing it and doing it. So I just love that. I love that. That is such a good feeling. Bending over, touching my toes, and not being super tired. Number 12 is walking farther without stopping. I love that. Being able to walk. Even I was on my treadmill the other day, and just being able to walk and talk on the treadmill, not breathing hard, not trying to catch my breath, not sweating because I was just so worn out and so tired and worked up such a sweat. Just being able to do some of those normal activities that, that most people can do, right, without a weight issue. Just being able to do that is a good feeling. It really is a good feeling. If you are someone that can walk and not have to stop every 2 seconds, 5 seconds, and you could just kind of walk longer distances, I would give yourself credit. And maybe that's from your house to your mailbox. And then maybe in a week or 2, it'll be from your house to the mailbox to someplace else. So I would set little goals for yourself to be able to increase that distance. But it's a great feeling to walk farther and not have to stop. I mean, it just is. Number 13. I know a lot of people have probably experienced this, but wrapping a towel completely around you. I mean, isn't that such a good feeling to be able to do that? I don't think I've ever ordered, other than a beach towel, an extra large towel. I was always determined to get a regular towel, but there were points where that regular towel could not fit all around me. So being able to do that now, I'm so excited about that. It's just cool. Like I said, it's these little things that if you don't have weight issues, you probably don't think twice about. Number 14 is something that I think, we all need, especially if you're working at a job or even if you're at home with kids or whatever you're doing throughout your day. To have better focus and mental clarity is a great, great benefit to being on this GLP-1. And I'm going to tell you, I found this to be interesting. It says, as our insulin resistance improves, so does brain fog. You're thinking more clearly, you're staying productive, and you're feeling sharp again. And isn't that so true? I have found that to be true. Now, number 15 is being in a better mood and having some emotional balance, having an emotional balance. I think that's also key. I talked about this earlier, not having that anxiety and fear about, I can't do this, I can't do that. When you're overweight, you have to maneuver in the world a certain way. And I don't think I've ever really thought about it as much as I have because I got time to reflect. I'm not trying to think about eating all the time. I got time to think about other things. And just how much we have to deal with being overweight in this society. So many things to think about that I say, if you're not overweight or have never been overweight, you probably can't relate to this. I know people who have overweight parents and they have the same struggles thinking, I got to choose this restaurant because I don't know if my mom will be able to fit in the seat. We can't go here because I don't know if my dad will be able to fit here or there. So even if you're somebody who doesn't struggle with being overweight, but knows someone who was to the point where all these things become a consideration, it's an emotional distressor, right? It's emotionally draining to be able to do all this. So anyway, just kudos to everyone on this journey because I know you're going through a lot. I know you're dealing with a lot. And I'm just going to tell you right here to hang in there. Hang in there. See this thing through for the long term. We can do it. So that leads me to number 16. Getting compliments from other people. Now, somebody out there might be saying, I don't need compliments from other people. I don't need validation on what I'm doing. And good for you. You may not. I don't think I need it either, but it's nice to have. It's nice to have somebody to tell you and mean it, right? That you look good. And I always say, if ever you hear anybody saying this, I always say, I hope you feel as good as you look. So when I tell somebody they look good, I want to tell them I mean that. And I also hope you feel as good as you look. Because I do realize there's a lot of good looking people around here that aren't healthy on the inside. They're just looking like they're healthy, but they may not be. So feeling good from the inside out is key. But it doesn't hurt to get a compliment. So if nobody told you you look great today, I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you. And you have to start telling yourself that because you might be thinking, oh, Downsizing Diva, you don't even see me. You don't know how I look. I don't, but you do. And so start telling yourself great things about yourself. I am beautiful. I am changing. I'm changing for the better. I love the way my hair looks today. I love the way my glasses look on me today. I'm feeling good in my body. You're going to have to tell yourself that because guess what? The world is not always going to validate you. And I do realize that. So when you get a compliment, soak it all in. There are times when I would get a compliment and someone would tell me, oh, I love your hair, or oh, I love this or that. I would say, thank you, but always have a but. Let's stop doing that. Let's stop doing that. Let's take the compliment, take it in and say thank you, right? Say thank you. So the next time somebody says, Downsizing Diva, I love your hair, instead of going into everything I don't love about my hair, I'm just going to say, oh, thank you. And keep it moving. And you know what? I'm going to be excited because I can think of things about my hair that I don't like, or my clothes, or my smile, anything. But when somebody takes time out to acknowledge something, let's just take the compliments in. That's basically what I'm trying to say here. All right, so number 17 is discipline with habits. Don't you guys feel like you have a structure in place now? A lot of people, if you're successful in this medication, that means you are doing something right. And that means you are doing it and you're doing it over and over again, right? You're being consistent. You're building those habits. You're habit stacking. You're not just relying on, what anything could happen today. You already have things in place. You know what you're going to do if you go to a restaurant and you know what you're going to order. So those are things I would consider having a system, a routine in place. We got to give ourselves a pat on the back because I think being on a weight loss journey, you have to be organized. You might not think so, but it's hard to wing it and be consistent, right? You almost need like a system in place. You need structure. You need to know what you're eating. You have to grocery shop. You got to meal prep. So having that discipline and saying no to old cravings, hitting your protein goals, doing all those things. For those who track and those who are in a calorie deficit, keeping track of that. We got to give ourselves credit for that. When is the last time you did that and you stayed consistent at it? So I would say give yourself a pat on the back. That's a great non-scale victory. Number 18 is trying new activities or hobbies. Isn't that so cool? One of the things I used to do is I used to dread going to places where you would have to try something new, whether it be, which I probably won't be doing this, but like I'm thinking of like getting in a boat. Now I'm more apt to do that. Before I would only go on like a huge big old cruise boat. But now my mind is open to maybe going on a smaller boat, doing some of the things that I said I would never do before. Riding a bike. I haven't done that in years. I'm open to riding a bike again. I'm also open to dancing. Dancing is one of those things. I used to line dance and get my groove on. And I haven't really wanted to do that, but I think I'm going to be back at it. So trying new things, hobbies, activities, I think that is great. So number 19 is a glow up in your self-care routine. Yeah, taking care of yourself. I think once you feel better, you get more energy, you want to get up and out. I think all of that plays into you feeling good about yourself and wanting to take better care of yourself. So having that skin routine down, wearing some perfumes. I would tell you, if you haven't been perfume shopping in a while, go and get you some perfume. Make some perfume. People know how to make different fragrances. If perfume is too expensive, try like a body lotion with a little scent to it. If you're one of those naturalistas, make your own if you can. Do some sort of self-care. And self-care doesn't always have to be expensive or you spend money. Give yourself a manicure. Give yourself a pedicure. Do whatever you can to get that glow up going. Just think, when you do little things like that for yourself, that little self-care, you're going to feel better about yourself, and that's going to motivate you more. And all of that is going to play into your GLP-1 weight loss journey or any weight loss journey in the best possible way. So get that glow up on. Number 20 is a big one for me, and it is not feeling stuffed or miserable after eating. That is a non-scale victory for me. Let me tell you, I used to eat before and I would eat so much food, and not like 2 servings of whatever, but just I had a lot on my plate. I would feel so stuffed after I ate, and I would be kind of miserable, and I never had like a cutoff point. I never wanted to leave anything left over, right? I wanted to eat it all. So now being able to push back from that table, being able to feel satisfied and stop, that is a huge non-scale victory for me. And could I force myself sometimes to eat everything? Yes, but I don't do it. I stop when I've had enough. And if I need to get my protein goals or some other kind of veggie goal in, I'll stop right there and then I'll come back to it later. So I have learned to do that. And I'm telling you, that's one of the best feelings, is waking up in the morning and not feeling like I just ate super stuffed. And I don't know if anybody can relate to me, but that's how I used to feel before taking Mounjaro. So that right there is a great non-scale victory for me. I did say, if you stick around to the end, I have a bonus one. And actually, I have 2 bonuses because I talked about the clothes earlier. I also want to talk about this bonus, having your feet shrink, right? Once you lose weight, your feet get smaller. It's not as wide. It's not as swollen and inflamed and all of that. So I can actually wear shoes and sandals that were tight and didn't fit. Now I can actually fit them. So I am excited about that. That's an awesome non-scale victory that I am just elated about. And it ties into the clothes, but the shoes is a whole nother level. And I'll take it. My final bonus is, if you've ever had a time in your life where you felt good, at some point on this GLP-1 journey, you're going to be back at that time, right? And for me, it was my high school, college years. And then as there was a point in my 30s, I am starting to feel those feelings again, like feeling like myself when I felt in shape, when I felt good about my body and what I was doing, and being able to see myself again. I knew how I looked and I know how I look, but as my face slims down and my body slimming down, I'm starting to see myself again. And so I love that. If you lost that version of yourself, you can get it back. And not only, I don't even mean get it back, I mean, you can even be better. All right. Haven't you seen people that age? Sometimes you don't always see this, but I've seen a lot of people that age that look better today in their 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s than they looked when they were younger. And so that's what I'm aiming for. There you have it. Those are my 20 non-scale victories. Those are 20 signs that this GLP-1 medication is working for me, even if that scale is not. Even if that scale does not go down. And we know the scale may not always go down. So you got to hold on to these victories. Write them down. Go back and look. I would keep a journal. Every time you get another victory that's different than something you already put down, add that to it. I have mine written down. So I want you to leave me a comment. Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know, what are your favorite non-scale victories? What non-scale victories have you had so far? So let's celebrate those. I want to celebrate those with you in the comment section. So our time has come to an end. I will tell you, if you want to interact with me, you can join me live. I am live on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern. I am live on Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and I am live on Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So come and join me, join the conversation. Let us support you. Let the community help you. Like and share this video and subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a video or go live. And I want you to remember, if you get frustrated on this weight loss journey or this health journey, that slow and steady wins the race. Just don't quit.